So I just torqued my caps to 63 foot-pounds each. And I did it in a torque pattern. I looked in the manual. I thought there was a torque pattern. I thought it was the inside and the outside. But I didn't see it in there. So I just did it in a typical torque pattern. I think I did boom, 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 boom. So this is the final plastigage. I got the plastigage in there. I haven't rotated it because obviously I don't want to ruin the plastigage. So I'm going to take off all these caps, and you guys are going to see it with me at the same time. If I messed it up or not. Another thing to note, these bolts, or nuts rather, they have a circle on the top. And it looks like the circle would go towards the bottom, you know, on top of the washer. But I remember when I took it apart, they weren't on the washer. And I was confused by that. And I took the sump off of one of my other motors I have. And indeed, this was the orientation with this edge on top. I don't know if anyone knows anything about that. See how there's like a circle? The circle goes on top, which is very strange. It doesn't go down on the washer. But so I've got these all loose. Okay, you guys are gonna see with me. I guess we'll start at cap number 1. Cap number 1 off. I'm gonna grab my little plastigage and wait till you guys see. I've never claimed to be a videographer, so this was my stand that you guys are in. It was a old drill index. So yeah, here goes nothing. So that's exactly 1,000th for main cap number 1. Wow, these are a pain to take out once, especially when you're holding a phone. Sorry, these are a pain to take out. You don't want to, you know, wiggle them too much because you're worried that you're gonna mess up your reading. On the plastigage. So here's cap number 2. It's hard to get down in there and read them. Now I switched this one from blues to reds. And in my notes I said that that was better that way. I'd say that's between like, that's probably like 1¼ thou, maybe 1½ thou. See, here's 1½ thou, it's a little bigger. Here's a thou, it's a little smaller, so maybe 1.25 thou. That doesn't make any sense, I know, sorry, but that's within spec, I'd say. And again, I measured all these with the bore gauge, and I'm just paranoid, so this is like the 3rd time I've checked them with plastigage, because I'm in this motor like a ridiculous amount of money, so it needs to work now, you know? Okay. Cap number 3. Vertical spring. Okay. Now cap number 3 I remember is blue. That's millimeters. I'll make sure I can read the other one in millimeters. No, I didn't. Again, exactly where I want it. It's between 1 thou and 1½ thou. I guess I'll pull the last cap and then I'll show you guys all of them at once. That one's always the easiest to take off. Now this one I used the green bearing. I don't remember why, but I'm sure if I went back in the forum, I explained why. Let's see. And exactly like I said in the first two. So we're in inches. Then here, let me even do this just to make it a little bit easier for everybody, especially myself. So that is 1,000th, and you can see it's a little bit smaller than 1,000th. So that would mean it's a little bit bigger than 1½ thou. So it's right in between those two, which I'm happy with. This one, same deal, a little bit. That was about 1,000th. Here it's a little bit smaller. So between 1,000th and 1½ thousandth. This one's definitely leaning a little more towards 1½ thou, but that is within spec still. Oh yeah, my thumb got crushed. I thought the nail was gonna fall off, but it didn't. So sorry about my gross thumb. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, doesn't this crank look beautiful? All polished. Yeah, so that was my final check of the mains.